How's it going, YouTube?
It's Pika.
And Chrome Shadow.
And we're here to talk about Magic the Gathering.
All thanks to one of our fans, Ben. Thanks so much for the request, Ben, and we hope you enjoy it.
Further proof, Nerd Nation, that if you request it, it will come.
And Ben, you are named this episode's Nerd of the Week.
What's your prize, you may ask?
Something we don't like to talk about a lot, but it's called a hypersonic high five. Alright, Ben, get ready.
Make sure you put both your hands on the computer screen and both your feet are firmly on the ground.
You ready, Pika? Here we go.
Ben, are you okay?
Wow, I didn't think he'd fly through the wall like that. He should have never been in a chair with wheels.
Well, I suppose we should begin the episode.
This is our explanation of the Magic the Gathering block known as Unhinged.
And Ben, when you get the use of your hands back, go ahead and leave us a comment on this video and let us know you're okay.
So when the idea came up of doing something on Magic the Gathering, we weren't sure what we could do that everyone else hasn't already done.
We thought about doing the top 10 best cards, but then we thought that that's just another boring top 10 that anybody can do.
And then we thought about doing a 30-man Planeswalker tournament where the Planeswalkers would fight against each other, but that became just a little much.
And then we thought about doing the history of a Planeswalker and tying their abilities in with their story.
But that became more educational than it did entertaining.
So then finally, we were talking, and I started thinking the really only entertaining block in Magic is the Unhinged series.
And here we are. So the first thing we need to talk about Magic the Gathering is it's an awesome card game. But some of the Magic players can be, well,
very serious about the game and the cards.
Which is fine, because Magic's supposed to be played as a serious tournament-style card game.
Which is what made the Unhinged block so awesome.
The Unhinged block is a comedy block that's not meant for serious play.
Because some of the mechanics are weird or impractical for tournament play.
But that doesn't mean they're not some of the most loved cards in the game.
Now let's talk a little bit about the set itself. The symbol for the Unhinged set is a horseshoe made to look like a U.
And the art style is very interesting as well. Most Magic art on the cards will stick to the square itself, right above the text.
But in the Unhinged series, it spills out anywhere it wants. The text is still in the box below, but it's shifted.
Another very interesting thing about the Unhinged block is the effects it introduced.
Not to say that the other sets didn't have their own interesting effects.
But in comparison, the Unhinged block is way more interesting.
Especially their use of fractions, like 1/2.
Which is mostly used by the ass archetype, but other cards use it as well.
The next mechanic people seem to remember from this series is the gotcha effects.
A gotcha effect is an effect that activates when a player does or doesn't do something in real life. For example, there's a card called Deal Damage. For 2 colorless and 2 red mana, deal 4 damage to target creature or player. Pretty good effect. But its gotcha effect is when a player says deal or damage, return the card from your graveyard to your hand. Now that's a pretty strange effect. That would be like saying Pika and I have to keep our hands on the desk at all times, or the other person call gotcha and gain $20 from them. Starting now. You're going to owe me so much money, Pika.
Nuh-uh. I'm going to go buy a pack of Dragons of Takar tonight.
Or you can buy a shirt without a stain on the collar.
What are you talking about?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Don't put that away. I'm going to be getting it back soon. Now, the most interesting thing about the Unhinged set is that it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the fans' response.
It was originally supposed to be an April Fool's prank, but then the fans said they wanted it.
And boom, Unhinged was born.
That's really interesting if you think about it. I mean, you wouldn't expect that from the MTG crowd. These are serious tournament players.
And you wouldn't expect them to be as supportive of a joke set as they were. Most of the Magic players that I know are extremely cutthroat.
What?
Your extremely broken Nicobolas and Karn deck with those stupid mirrors.
That was not that broken.
I think you made that deck just to troll me.
I would never.
Gotcha.
That was cheap.
That's what you get for having such a broken deck.
Now, what was great about the Unhinged set is it did show a lot of creativity.
Even if it wasn't meant to be used in any legal format.
But that didn't matter. There were some really great cards. I mean, look at this group of cards called the Ass set, which has Smart Ass, Fat Ass, Cheap Ass.
And of course their land card, City of Ass.
Now that might be weird, but let's look at another card called Curse of the Fire Penguin.
This makes any creature a 6/5 with trample and a penguin, which makes them like 100% cuter than they were.
Even cuter than an Eevee.
Nothing's cuter than Eevee.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Eevee does not approve.
Ah, damn. I love Pokemon.
Even if they weren't meant to be used in any kind of regular play, they did make some pretty awesome cards that would have been really fun.
Like, look at Akon's Run. It's an enchantment. For 2 colorless, 2 red, and 2 green, once per turn you can say, Akon's Run, it's the, and then the name of a creature card. You search your library for a copy of that creature card and put it into play. It has haste. And then at the end of the turn, remove it from play.
I could totally see that being a blue card. And what about Mana Screw? It costs 1 to cast, and then for 1 colorless, you can flip a coin. If you win the flip, you add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. Yeah, it might have to be a mythic, but still totally worth it.
Now the last card we want to talk to you guys about today is a card called Kill Destroy. It's a card from the Unhinged set that may have made it in illegal tournament settings.
You see, there was a card created in 2012 called Doomblade.
Doomblade!
It costs 1 black mana and 1 colorless mana, and allows you to destroy target non-black creature. What does this have to do with Kill Destroy?
Well, Kill Destroy's effect is that for 2 black mana and 1 colorless, you can destroy target non-black creature.
The only difference is that Kill Destroy costs 1 more mana and has a gotcha effect. If your opponent would say kill or destroy, you can return this card from the graveyard to your hand.
Now, obviously, they're not going to give Doomblade a gotcha effect, but it's nice to see that at least one of the effects made it in illegal tournament play, even if it was 8 years later.
If there's one thing you should take away from this, it's that while trying to be a joke, the Unhinged series did bring a lot of cool effects to the table.
Yes, some are being remade into regular cards, and others are just fun throwbacks.
Our final analysis of this is the Unhinged series really taught everyone not to take the game so seriously. Thanks so much for watching, guys!
We do appreciate your continued support.
If you like what you see, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join our Nerd Nation.
And while you're there, you gotta high-five that like button.
Gotcha!
Like that.
And until next time, I'm Pika.
And I'm Chrome Shadow.
And we're a couple of nerds.